Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you're tuning in from around the globe, peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the $1 Trillion Tickers broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is your weekend preparation session for Sunday, March 15th, 2026. With the markets closed today, this is the perfect opportunity to zoom out, study the charts, and prepare for the next wave of opportunity that could develop once the market opens again. Weekend sessions allow us to step away from the noise of intraday volatility and focus on the bigger picture, studying trends, strengthening discipline, and preparing mentally for the trading week ahead. Because in markets, preparation often separates emotional reactions from intentional decisions. So the question for today is simple. What are the charts telling us about momentum, trend direction, and potential setups heading into next week's trading? I track the headlines, the data, and the market levels so you don't have to. This show is for education and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, but you can use this show as a foundation. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable, I am skilled, I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into the Mindset Daily Law from Robert Greene. Make your work come to life. See your work as a living thing. Your task is to bring it alive and make others feel it. Mastery comes from treating your work as something alive that deserves deep attention and understanding. The example of Leonardo da Vinci shows that true excellence comes from studying the structure beneath the surface, not just the outward appearance. Those who immerse themselves in the details create work that feels real, powerful, and alive. For long-term investors, this law means treating a portfolio like a living system that evolves over time. Instead of chasing headlines, investors should study the deeper structure of businesses, revenue growth, leadership quality, competitive advantages, and long-term industry positioning. That deeper understanding builds conviction during market volatility. Investors who truly understand what they own are less likely to panic during downturns. Over time, that discipline allows compounding to work more efficiently. For traders, this law highlights the importance of understanding the anatomy of price movement. Details such as volume behavior, support and resistance reactions, momentum shifts often reveal what the market is preparing what to do next. Traders who observe these signals carefully can identify setups earlier and execute with greater confidence. Entering trades without understanding the structure behind the move often leads to inconsistency. But when traders study the details of price action, their decision making becomes sharper and more precise. Preparation tomorrow builds confidence. Preparation today builds confidence tomorrow. This is $1 Trillion Tickers, where preparation meets opportunity. And I'm your host, Matt Riches. All right, let's get into these charts, y'all. All right, so first up we have Amazon, one of our $1 Trillion tickers. Let me zoom in a little bit here so we can see what's going on. Okay, so current price is $207.67. Let's see, we had this gap down. Gap was filled last week, and after it filled the gap, it started proceeding to the downside. Now we do have our daily support trend line here. That price bounced up off of February 17th. If it does come back there, I do expect it to bounce again. Currently on Friday, it just bounced off of this daily level here at 602.20. So that is my first support level. If it does end up breaking that, I do have another one here at 202.50. Then if it breaks that, we do have our diagonal trend line followed by, and then that's also very close to 200, which is also a psychological level. So I got those three levels to the downside. To the upside, we're going to have Friday's high, which is 210.55, followed by 213. And then Wednesday's high at 217, followed by 218.90. If it breaks 218.90, we have the high of the week, which will be 220.50. And then if it breaks that to the upside, I see it coming back to this gap at 226.50. And then if it does end up breaking at 200 to the downside, I do have support here at 198.80 and also 196. So those are our levels for Amazon for the week. If it breaks at 196, I got it coming all the way down to 190. So those are our levels for Amazon for the week. As far as market structure, I did break this low. So this is the most previous higher high. So we had a higher low, we had a lower high, and a lower low. So it needs to, excuse me one second. Okay. So as long as it stays above this previous higher low, then we're good. But I'm still short-term bearish on Amazon, especially with these 3-day sell-off in a row. That's definitely still bearish. Okay, after that, you can check out the AVGO. See what the AVGO has to say. So the AVGO says, the AVGO gave a strong buy on March 4th. It did not hit TP1 and then it sold off. So let's see if we have a more recent signal, because that was pretty like a week ago. We had a sell signal here, but it was at 1 a.m. in the morning. So I do like my signals when the market is open, preferably. So we're not going to go with the AVGO on Amazon. But we do have some technicals we can check out. And it's not working when I clicked on it. So we'll just go to TSM next. That is funny, yo. Alright, next. Let's see. TSM, okay. Let me spread it out so we can see. So as you can see, I do have this label now. So this is a Lux Algo Smart Money Concepts. So this is a support zone that it creates. That's what the indicator is made for. And this is a resistance zone that the indicator creates as well. So what I decided to do was just label it here so we can know what it is when we see it. So as you can see, it's very close to this support zone here. I did come into the support zone on March 9th and it bounced out. So if it does come back into this support zone, which is between 333 and 325, there's definitely a lot of buyers in here. So I don't expect it to break through very easily, but it's still possible if there's just a lot of downside movement. Just like on this day, when it dropped almost 3%, it was able to get through, but it did bounce on our diagonal trend line here, and they take back very strongly up to the upside. So okay, current price 338.31. Support, first level is going to be the top of this support zone, which is going to be 333, followed by 330, 325.70, which is the bottom of our support zone. If it ends up breaking that, I got 318.30. And then if it breaks that, I got 310.10. Now to the upside resistance, I got 342.30 followed by 347.10, 354.50. It does break that, 357.50 followed by 360. Okay, that's what I got on TSM. As far as market structure, this was the previous high. So this is a lower high here. This is the lower low. So this is a higher low. So it does need to break this 332 to become a lower low. So keep that in mind. But as far as a higher high, it has to break this 357. Okay. Next, let's check out the algo on the daily for TSM. See what we got. Okay, so we did have a strong sell here after this gap down on March 3rd. This does look like a second entry because normally the entry is at the close of the candle. So let's see if we have a more recent signal. Okay. We did have a sell signal here Thursday at 5 a.m. But we did get a close signal here at 9 a.m. So we're not gonna use the algo for TSM either this time. Next, let's go to AVGO. Let's go to the daily. Let's put the drawings back on. As you can see, this is another smart money concept support zone. So it's currently in the zone. And then here's our resistance zone up here. Okay, so the current price is 322.16. It has been selling off for 4 days straight. So I wonder if buyers are getting a little, the sellers are getting a little exhausted. They just sold off for 4 days straight. So, and also, it's already in our support zone here. This is actually a very big support zone from 326.50 to 306. Yeah, so this is a $20 support zone. So it's already in here, so I don't expect it to just come through and break down quickly. Normally, the middle of a support zone is where it can bounce. So I'll be looking for some support at 316.23. And we also have our diagonal trend line. As you can see, when price came down here, it bounced, came down again, bounced. So it may bounce again on this trend line. We'll have to see. So current price 322.16. Support, I got 316. I got 312. And the bottom 308. And then the bottom of this support zone is 306. If it does end up breaking that, I got 300 as a psychological level. And then to the upside, I got 333.20, followed by the high of Friday, which is 338.51, followed by our diagonal resistance trend line here, and also 345.75. And then if it does end up breaking that to the upside, we do have our resistance zone here that goes from 351 to 359. And then we have our daily level here at 354, which is very close to the middle of this support zone. So that plays out wonderfully. All right. So let's check out the algo on the daily, see what we got. Okay, so on the daily, we haven't had a signal for a long time on the daily, so let's check out the 4 hours, see if we have any more recent signals. Oh, we had a strong sell here at 5 a.m. on Friday. The entry was 323.17, and the target is going to be 306.55. It's a big target right there. And the stop loss is going to be 339.80. Okay. I just want to put my drawings on there and see. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's going to TP1 easily. There's a lot of support in here, so I wouldn't expect it to just come down there like that. But I gave you the numbers for AVGO already. All right, next, let's go to Meta. Meta. Look at this damn. Oh, this is a 4 hour. Look at this gap down. Come on, Meta. Damn, look at this. Earnings, this thing gapped up, and it just fell, consolidated, and fell again. Oops. But yeah, it looked like a huge bear flag. Oh my god, terrible. But Meta, okay, so we have our smart money concept support zone here. The zone is from 611 to 600. So these buyers should definitely step in right here. Current price is it's 613.71. So I do have a daily level here at 604.10, which is very close to this midway point of this support zone. So the bottom of this support zone is also 600, which is also a psychological level. It ends up selling off even more. I got 589.20 followed by 581. And then to the upside, I got a daily level here at 628.80 followed by the gap. And then the top of the gap is 637 followed by 653. All right, so that's my levels for Meta this week. It's looking very bearish. That's all I can say. It's looking very bearish, but it is coming into the support zone, so maybe these sellers are getting tired again. Because last time they came down here, they bought up to 678, but it was earnings week, so that could have just been an earnings run up. Let's see, the time before that, it actually came all the way down here to 580 before getting bought up to 676. Okay, so that's good. Because that was twice that these buyers here brought it up to here, came back, it was still more buyers here, brought it right back up to the same spot. So hopefully these buyers can step in again and push it right back up. But we are underneath our diagonal support trend line here, so that's not good either. That is not good either, folks, for Meta platforms. All right, let's check out the algo, see what we got. We did have a sell here, but that was back in the first week of February. So let's see if we have anything more recent on the 4 hour. We had a strong sell here on the 4 hour, but that was at 1 a.m. on Friday. So I don't like the 1 a.m. signals, but it actually was a great signal because the 5 a.m. candle was the sell-off. Okay, so that's what we got for Meta. Tesla next. Let's see what we got on Tesla. Okay, let's go to the daily. All right, Tesla has been selling off ever since hitting its all-time high back in December 2025. It's just been in a major downtrend. All right, it is currently right at our weekly level here at 391.10. the current price is 391.20, but we do have a weekly level right here in the same area, 391.10. So if it breaks that, I do have a level here at 383.70, followed by this 379.30, and then our diagonal support trend line here, this green line. And if it breaks that, I got it coming all the way down to 364, y'all. And then to the upside, I do have Friday's high of 400, followed by 407.80, and our diagonal our diagonal resistance trend line here, this red line. And if it breaks that, I got us going to 416, y'all. Okay, so that's what I got on Tesla. Let's check out the algo, see what we got on the daily. Did have a sell back here. That call did not work. Let's check out the 4 hours, see if we got anything more recently. And the algo is not working. We hit that refresh, see what we got. Okay, we did have a strong sell here on Friday at 5 a.m. The entry was 393.48, and it's headed to. It has a TP1 here at 386.46 and a stop loss of 400. Okay, so as far as market structure, we did have a lower low here on Monday. And then it came up for this high, but it did not break this previous high. So I am bearish on Tesla. All right. Next, we have Berkshire.B. Let's see what we got. So here on Tuesday, March 3rd, we came into our Smart Money Concept support zone, and then it bought up a lot. It bought up from 472 all the way to 500. And then it's just been slowly trending to the downside ever since. Okay, so the current price is 490. As far as support, I do have 486.20 followed by 480. And then back to the support zone here at 476 is the top of that support zone. Okay, as far as resistance, we do have our resistance level here at 494, which is very close to Friday's high. If we end up breaking that, I got 498.80 followed by 500, which is the psychological level. And then 504.90, y'all. That's what I got on Berkshire. Let's check out the algo. The algo gave us a buy on Thursday, but it reversed and got clapped out. Let's see if we have any more recent signal. It's just been like a slow trend to the downside on Berkshire. We did have a sell here on Wednesday at 5 a.m., but it's basically right back at the entry point. All right. So that's what we have for the $1 trillion tickers, folks. Shout out to everybody on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. All right, so that's it. If you want to know my levels, support and resistance, and my thoughts on the market structure for the other $1 trillion tickers that we didn't get into today, it's because we got into those yesterday. So you can check out yesterday's stream, yesterday's live. I do stream live every day on YouTube and Facebook. So you can check those out. All right, so next I'm going to record the Iran War 2026 update. Remember last week I gave you an update, and the week before that I gave you the watch list, and we'll see how those are doing. I know some of them are doing wonderful because those are some oil stocks and some defense stocks, and those have been running with this Iran war going on and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. All right, appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all on the next show. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.